a short transition segments actually between transitions. Many of these children who are performing today, I can't call them children anymore because the youngest is at least 18 years old, so they are young adults. They've been part of CCC, and some of them after going off to college, we have not seen them on stage, or the new members probably don't know them. So I thought it would be good to kind of introduce each of those artists who are performing today in batches. So I'll be introducing 6 at a time. The people, the members who have been with us since the beginning probably can reminisce the journey that we have gone through the last 8 years almost. And the ones new to CCC who joined last year, the year before, can see who these kids are and look up to them as role models as they grow up. So let's start off with Vedika first. She's one of our CCC inaugural event performers, and she did her first concert in January 2009 when we had our humble beginning, and she has been performing every single year since then. You can see the very first event that she sang, the very first CCC event, she was one of the 5 performers, and you can see the picture. She was a very little shy young girl, afraid to sing on stage, and we had a chamber concert in which she performed. Now she has grown up to be, after 8 years, she has grown up to be such a mature young woman off to college right now, and we are so proud of her progress, and we are so happy she was able to join us. She joined this alumni production even though she has 2 big events coming up. She is performing her vocal arrangement on July 31st of this month, and she has also a full-length dance concert coming up in August. So we wish her all the very best on behalf of all of you. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Shruti Aravindan to you all. Shruti has been part of CCC from the beginning as well, and she had her first performance in August 2009 in CCC. She has switched teachers during the course of the time until she found a home in Sri Padika Academy, but irrespective of who she was learning from, she was always attending CCC and performing in CCC, which is kind of a special thing about our organization as well. And even after starting her college in UC Davis, she came back to lead a jam session for our kids, and the topic was coincidentally Shruti Vedam. We are so glad she's part of the show today. Sandhya Chari is the next one I'd like to talk about. Sandhya has been part of CCC from early days as well, and she had her first performance in December 2009. She has performed a few times, and then she took a break from music when she was in 11th and 12th grades, and then she joined back with the alumni show, and we are so happy we were able to hear her after a long time. I'll run this through quick. I'm pleased to talk about Soundarya next. Soundarya joined CCC after the first anniversary program, and she did her first concert in November 2010. You can see her first performance photos there. That kind of shows the then and now pictures of Soundarya. So she did a jam session before going off to college in New York, and she returned from India after a long tour just last week, and I'm so glad she made it on time to be a part of her show. Next artist we'll get to know is Nitin Sriram. We introduced him in the same CCC as Soundarya back in November 2010. He performed in CCC regularly until he took a break during the high school years. And best of luck to you, Nitin, as you follow Soundarya to New York again for your college. And looks like you guys have something in common. Definitely, last but definitely one of the senior most in CCC is Rishikesh Chari. He has done a lot of performances. He did his very first in the second CCC event, February 2009, and he has performed the vocal solos, veena solos, and veena accompaniment in CCC before leaving for doing his undergrad in UCSD. He was able to accompany twice during his undergraduate years. Now he's graduated from UCSD and going off to Purdue University to do his master's, and we are so happy that he was able to join this production during this intermission gap. I know these kids so dearly, and it's such a privilege and honor for me to talk about them. If I'm bragging too much, please bear with me. Ajay Gopi is our next then and now segment artist we would be talking about. He has the honor of being the very first CCC performer in CCC history, the very first performer in the very first event. He sang an intro 10-minute talk, and he was accompanied by his father and Guru Shri Gopi Lakshmi Narayanan, and I jokingly told them, until you get your son or student ready for CCC, you have to be accompanying, and he took me seriously, and he actually trained Ajay to accompany in less than 1.5 years, and I think Ajay had his first accompanying performance 1.5 years later in June of 2010. Ajay has had 53 performances on CCC stage alone doing vocal and mridangam accompaniment, one of the most dedicated, talented, and sincere voices of CCC. Proud of you, Ajay, and we're so glad you could join us. Divya Mohan is the next artist I'll be talking about. Divya is actually the reason behind CCC's inception. If you have been with me long enough, she was one of the performers in the first event in January 2009. She also learns the violin, so she has accompanied and done solos in violin also, apart from vocal. I should admit she has been a key person I go to for all input, and she's the reason I'm able to comprehend and understand, empathize with the high school students and college students, and I'm able to, accommodate all their requests because I know what these kids who go through in high school and college. So she's like someone I go to for input. And thank you for being there, Divya, and thank you for being part of the show. And Priyanka, also known as Gopika in close circles, is a charming young woman now, and I remember her as a very shy elementary school girl who performed in CCC in May 2009. One of the most improved performers award could be given to her if you look at her, how she has progressed over the 7 years. She has been on stage 32 times doing vocal, veena solo and veena accompaniment, and CMIE ensemble. So proud of her growth and extremely happy that she is part of the show today. Rajan has been with CCC from day one as well, and he did his very first performance in March 2009. He was a very regular attendee and performer in CCC until he moved out to Berkeley in 2012. He is the only performer to have tried Carnatic music on trumpet in CCC history. Even though we did not get him on stage during his undergraduate years, he has been regularly accompanying for dance programs outside, keeping in touch with the art form, and it's so nice to have him perform after 4 years in CCC alumni show. He's one of the reasons we actually changed the event from Sunday to Saturday to accommodate him because he has an arrangetram to accompany for tomorrow. Adarsh is the next. Adarsh Ramachandran is the next artist. He was introduced as a vocalist in November 2009 and he has been a regular in CCC events since then. Almost 7 years later, I'm happy to announce his vocal music arrangetram coming up on July 30th and our best wishes to him for the same. Accompanists always get more opportunities in CCC than vocalists, so it's not surprising that Adarsh has also got his fair share of accompaniment opportunities, taking stage 38 times in CCC banner. We are so happy that Adarsh joined the alumni show in spite of his arrangetram preparations. Ashwin is one of the talents who joined CCC a bit late, but late vandalum romba latest vandam. Very talented and very passionate singer Ashwin did his debut performance in CCC in March 2011. Ashwin is doing an internship in San Diego, but did not want to leave him out in this alumni performance, so we accommodated his request to attend the rehearsals virtually, remotely. And we thank the teachers Shishi Kachari and Gopi for accommodating this without any hesitation. I'm so glad he is part of the show today, and Ashwin. Saupanika Kannan is one of the students who have been with CCC from the very beginning. She attended the very first event as our guest, and she was inspired to join the group immediately and had her debut performance in June 2009. You won't believe we used to add members the same day they requested in those days. It's a long process now. We actually invited people. We gave them tea and pakoras to make them come and join the group. This was back 7.5 years ago. So Saupanika did her first performance in June 2009, and she has also done veena solo and veena accompaniment. I'm so glad she joined the team today. Next is Sanjana Arvind. Sanjana is another accompanist in CCC whom we are very happy about. She wasn't a very frequent concert performer those days, but she was motivated to try her solo, give it a try in CCC, and we had her first performance in April 2011, and she started accompanying after a year later, and she has had 35 performances in CCC stage after that before going off to college last year. We are very happy she decided to join the alumni show today, and she has a duet concert with her father and guru later this month, and we wish her all the very best for that. Sanjay Sriram Garimalla is a vocalist and a flutist. He is one of the most sincere students of music I've known. I'm so glad he joined CCC. He joined a little bit late, but he had his solo debut performance in October 2012, and he has also performed his flute solos a couple of times. His mom Radha would have helped out irrespective of his participation in the alumni show, I know that for sure, but she could do that without any briefing on her own, thanks to Sanjay being part of the group, so we are very happy about that. Vignesh Tyagarajan is yet another now very popular Bay Area violinist whom CCC had the pleasure of grooming. Vignesh did his debut violin solo performance in November 2010. He was a regular monthly event accompanist for many months until he left for college about 2 years ago. He has had 45 concerts to his credit in CCC. His sister is catching up very soon. He has also come back to accompany in CCC, and he did a jam session at the request of us while he was in college, and we are so delighted he was able to join the show today. Vaidegi is another student of music and dance who is part of the show today. She did her first vocal solo in October 2012. She has performed for us almost every year. I'm happy that she joined the show in spite of her upcoming dance arangetram on the same day as Adarsh vocal arangetram. Many of us have to be probably shuttling between the two venues. She is keeping her birthday month, which is July, very, very busy by participating in all these shows. Kirti, the words simple, smiling and sincere can be synonyms for Kirti. You may recognize this Kuti girl who performed in February 2009 with dozens of performances in CCC over the years after that. She stands as one of the most confident and most talented violinists of CCC. We are so delighted she could join. Gopal Ravindran, who was part of the CCC first anniversary show, he started accompanying in CCC since May 2010, and he has performed about 40 concerts in CCC banner. We have had the pleasure of watching him grow into a mature melodist over the years, and he has hands literally playing the violin too. He has done a violin solo as well as violin accompaniment in CCC. Gopal is definitely one of our extremely talented percussionists and sought after accompanist, and I'm so glad he joined the group today. Nitin Sampath, another percussionist from today's show, is a student of Gopi Lakshmi Narayanan, and Gopi has been part of CCC from the beginning, and he recommends his students to join the organization also. So Nitin is one of those early students who joined the group, and he started accompanying in April 2012. He took a break during high school years due to conflicts with other commitments he had, but we are so glad he joined the group again for the alumni show today. Last but certainly not the least, Om Shri by Gopal also accompanied, not accompanied actually, she performed as part of the CCC first anniversary group production in January 2010, and she played for the Gauda Pancharatnam again, that was coached by Shishi Kanchari. And her first Veena solo in CCC was 2012 as a UC Berkeley student. And she has performed at least once in CCC each year, all through her undergrad years and her master's in Stanford. She is one of the most senior students of this group, and as a student who has been a part of CCC for almost 7 years, I would like to now invite Om Shri Bharat to the microphone to say a few words on behalf of all the alumni show participants. Please welcome Om Shri Bharat.